Okay, credentials is another page, and this is really just for the owners. Credentials is where your Claim.MD and Stripe API keys live. You need both to fully automate billing. There are clickable links right on the page that walk you through where to find each key. Okay, big one, payers. Payers is where your fee schedules live. Each payer with its payer ID, status, and office. To add one, hit Add Payer. Find the payer by its payer ID. That's the reliable way because the name Claim.MD uses may not match yours, but the payer ID can carry across plans and states. Then pick the insurance name to display, the offices it applies to, empty means all, and a status. Set the ABA supervisor signature mode off, auto, which applies the BCBA signature the moment the BT submits, or review, which routes notes to tasks to sign. One note on supervisor signatures, it does not hold billing. It just requires a signature. Role pricing sets different prices per role. That's how payers like TRICARE wants their billing done, with the BCBA, BCABA, and RBT pricing. We also pair that with a military time or 24-hour time. Concurrent lets you bill both therapy and supervision at once, like 97153 and 97155. With it off, we drop the lower price claim automatically so you don't have to scrub your claims. BCBA as billing provider swaps your company name and NPI for the BCBA's. Bill using BCBA makes the assigned BCBA to the rendering employee. There's a manual only option to turn off clearinghouse submission, guardian signature requirements, and single date claims to group by service date. On the right side is the fee schedule. For each code, set default modifiers and your price. Open a code's advanced settings, and you get modifier-level pricing, your HM, HN, HO educational modifiers, plus no authorization required, referring provider required, and untimed. Save the code. One note, the payer has to be saved for any of it to take effect. This is the piece I'm happy to jump on a live call for if you need some help. It's also important to remember that we have to connect Claim.MD, the clearinghouse, which we set up over in credentials to make sure that the automation flows if you're choosing to use it. All right, over to claims. Claims is your billing command center. If you see this banner at the top, your Claim.MD key is not set up yet, and you'll want to connect that to submit. Across the top, you'll get a find by ID, which is the claim ID listed at the very first number for each claim. New claims to build one manually if you wish. Send everything in ready. Tags for your own internal tracing and download, which gives you claims or the more detailed claim items. Ready, hold, and issue are the first three statuses, and those are all pre-clearinghouse. Ready means no problem was found. Hold means you're holding it intentionally, maybe for a known credentialing gap. Issue means we caught something on a pre-scrub that would hold it up. Something like a missing NPI, date of birth, number of units, etc. Error through approved are the clearinghouse and payer, or at the clearinghouse and payer. We pull that information back and update it for you automatically. They're purely informational. Reconciled, write-off, client balance, and review come back after. Reconciled means billed equals paid, so $100 equals 100. We just go ahead and reconcile that for you. Client balance is patient responsibility, deductible, co-insurance, etc. And review is everything that needs a decision. So we're going to show you everything that came back that doesn't match, an adjustment, a denial, etc. Review is your work list. Everything before it we handle automatically. We can filter by client, provider, payer, office, CPT code, and date range. The filter totals update on the right as you change them. As we click on a claim, it opens its timeline. The whole life of the claim from creation to payment lives here. 4 buttons are at the bottom. Tags, which we talked about before. Details for the line item breakdowns. Status to move it if you want to, and then reconcile. To fix anything missing, something that may be an issue, you open it, the timeline tells you exactly what's missing, say a missing NPI, go to where that lives, here the provider's user profile, fix it, and the claim will update itself to ready automatically. The reconcile screen. Reconcile is where you can handle a claim manually. The external ID and payment reference come back from the clearinghouse. You post the payment type. and the line amounts: paid, patient owes, adjustments, write-off, tag, comment, and save. If billing equals paid, it's already reconciled for you. You're only in here for the exceptions. You really shouldn't have to do much in the reconciliation screen if you're letting us handle the billing via the automation. Okay, now over to invoices. Invoices filter by client, invoice date, due date, status, office, and type, whether that be custom or automated. New invoice is the green button, top right, and you can search by ID. Open an invoice to view it and download it to a PDF. The gear icon edits it if you need to make any changes. If you're not automating, you move in invoices by status and post payments yourself. With Stripe connected, the automation runs, patient responsibility moves to client balance, and an invoice generates and goes to the Guardian, and they pay from the invoice in their platform or pay now link with no login required. Something to note here: if you have both pieces of the automation turned on, the claim side and the invoices side, you can probably take your hands off about 60 to 75% of the actual handling of claims, maybe higher. So it's something to consider, that it takes a lot of that off your plate. All right, so now authorizations. Authorizations is a big list view, just like some of the other profile pages. Each auth also lives in the client profile, so if you're looking for something specific for a specific kiddo, you can go there first. The Add Auth button opens the editor. Pick the client, title it something searchable so you can find it later if you are searching from this screen. Add the client ID if you want to. First two initials of the first and last name and a reference number or a date of the auth is generally what I go with. The reference number will flow onto the claim when it's required. If you enter it, not necessarily if it's required, but if you enter it, it will flow onto the claim. Pick the service level, the diagnosis, and the start and end dates. Pick a status. Pending lets you schedule, but holds claims in issue status in the billing screen until you move it to active, and that'll update automatically. You'll just come in here and change from pending to active. We move to expired automatically for you once they expire. Notes lets you add notes for this auth. You can add a reference number for a call or things like that. Below that, we're going to add billing codes from the drop-downs. Pick the frequency, whether that be monthly, weekly, semi-annual, whatever, however the payer authorizes that code. You can add, backing up, we want to add those in units, not hours. So if most ABA CPT codes are 15-minute codes, so just multiply your number of hours times 4 if you're not sure. You can add a row per code, or you can add them in buckets if the payer authorizes them in bulk. You can just put all the codes on one line, the number of units that you got, and move on. Coming back, you can always edit future items. You can't really edit anything that's established, like the client. I think we let you edit the start date now, but we don't let you edit existing codes because it would break the tracking. So we can add units. We can extend the end date. But you can't change units already used. So the green button is how you kind of go track that usage per code. So click it. You can see how it's authorized, whether that be weekly or monthly, what you've used in that specific auth period for the week or the month, what you've used, what was scheduled, and what you have remaining.